Hello everyone, thank you for joining on my another live stream today. So this is the 24th of 2020 in September, and this is on Thursday. So yeah, time flies. This is already towards the end of September now. Wow. And we're gonna have a fall season anytime soon in Japan. And we have lots of rains recently. There's a typhoon, another typhoon coming to Tokyo, and so yesterday and today was pretty much raining, and tomorrow hopefully we have a sunny day, and soon we can have a fall season anytime soon. So I hope you're doing well and you're being healthy. So let's get started. Today I will talk about the Ichimoku Kinkohyo, Ichimoku Basic Lecture day to day. Every Tuesday, Thursday, I give analysis based on Ichimoku mainly. And I will focus on time theory today, time cycles. So we're going to look at a couple of charts and see which one of these charts has a decent time cycles and what we can expect in future market by these time cycles. So if you liked today's topic already, please press a good button before you leave, and make sure to subscribe and click the bell button so that you get notified as I do these lives every day. And for those who are new to my channel, my name is K, like a letter K as you can see here. Yeah, my name is K, and I am a Japanese full-time Forex trader based in Tokyo, Japan. And in this YouTube channel, I mainly talk about how to simplify your market analysis and how to be time efficient, and most importantly, how to become a non-losing trader over time, which is my philosophy on my trades. And also, I have been using Ichimoku Kinkohyo for the last 5 years as one of my main trader strategies, and I have been sharing extensive knowledge through these original books in this YouTube also. And I think I am the only Japanese trader who teaches Ichimoku Kinkohyo from the original books in English on YouTube. So hopefully you enjoy my Ichimoku lectures too here. I run the closed Ichimoku community also. So if you're interested, you can click on the join button on YouTube, and you're always welcome to join the community. If you want to see the details, the link is below the description. So you can click on that link and see the details of what you can expect from this community. So let's see who's here first. Briefly, Femin, Jose, Tauhid, Tommy, Karim, George, and Melanie, James, Arcadi, Nova, Mr. Fernandez, WM, and Kiran, Roy, Vincent. Thank you for joining, everyone. To see you. And let's see, Ashok, Tanapol, thank you for joining. Shaun, good to see you. Antipast, Vincent, alright, Louis, Matues, thank you for joining. Good to see you. And Aditya, Chike, Baldev, Osazi, thank you for joining. Munalula, thank you for joining too. And everybody else, thank you for joining today. So every day I talk about different topics, and today is on Thursdays. So every Thursdays I talk about the Ichimoku Basic Lecture. So before starting here, as a disclaimer, as always, this knowledge is based on my own experience and knowledge. And so when you take trades, please do with your own risk. I'm not here to take responsibility on your trades, but you're the one who needs to take responsibility on your own trades. So let's take a look at some markets today, and by looking at the time cycles today. So there are a couple of trends in the market now, but I will be preferring to look at the time cycles in today. And let's see, so let's take a look at this AUDJPY. So if you're already familiar with the time cycles, from my past videos and lives, you might already know how to capture these time cycles. But for those who are new to the time cycle analysis, it might be kind of confusing as to where to start counting the cycles, or how to count the time cycles, and especially along with this Ichimoku 5 lines, how we can analyze the chart based on these time cycles, and how we can project in future market situations when it's going to be bouncing up or down by time cycles. It is important to be able to forecast, be able to create scenarios to the future market based on this time cycle analysis. So here is the AUDJPY, and I will just do step by step here. So what I do here, actually these red vertical lines are actually in time cycles. This is a TradingView platform, and you can see these numbers. I think these are kind of too small, but let me write it down here. This is 15 bars. Sorry about my poor drawing, poor writing. Yeah, because from this low to the next low, this was 15 candles in between. Okay, this is 15 candles in between. So this is one of the cycles in the market in this case. So you take either from low to the next low, or from low to the next high. And in this case, the next high was here, because from this high, this wick pointing upwards, the price retraced backwards. Slightly, the price retraced backwards to this way. So you can take this as a recent high. So, and this as the recent high. So it's either you count from the low to the next low, the swing low, or you count from the low to the next high. And that is a time cycle that you can capture. So from here, what you can do is there's a next high here, and also there's a next low here. And I took the next low in this case, because the next low was actually 15 candles to the future. So this is another 15 bars in between, 15 bars, 15 candles interval in between, and the next low was here. See? So, and you keep going, you look for the next low and next high, and see which one of these next high, next low is going to be closer to the previous time cycles. And I found the next low to be 16 bars in between. 16 bars. Oops, hold on, sorry. So yeah, so this was 15. And then from this low to the next low, it was 16 bars in between. Only one candlestick difference. There was a next low on this day of 20th of August. So once again, from this 22nd June and 10th of July, this was 15 bars in between. And from the 10th of July up to 30th of July, there was another 15 bars in between. And from the 30th of July until the 20th of August, there was 16 bars in between. 16 bars in between. And then, so in this case, I take the lows, right? I take the lows and I get this time cycle. But it can be high to the next high, or high to the next low, or from the low to the high. So there are 4 patterns. And you can pick up whichever the patterns it might be. But the important thing to focus on is which one has the like a similar number intervals in between. So in this case, right from here, the 20th of August, this was actually another 15 bars in between, another 15 bars, and then the next low was marked here on this day, 9th of September. So this is 15 bars, 15 bars, and 16 bars, and 15 bars intervals in this time cycle. See? So let's say I look at the market over here, and I see the time cycle was in 16 or 15. So on this day right here, on the 20th of August, if the market keeps going up this way, this was actually the ascending triangle formation. Ascending triangle. And it was about to be break upwards when you were on this day. And once it breaks upwards, then the next low can be marked 15 bars afterwards from this day, 20th of August, or the next day, even 21st of August. You can expect that then either next 15 or 16 days to the future, there might be a next low. So you can plot the vertical line on this day, on this 9th of September, or somewhere around the 9th of September, there might be the next low, and the price may, continue to go up this way. That was expectation. So, and this is how you can basically project the future time cycles. So the important thing is to capture where the market has a time cycle in the same or similar intervals in between the low to the next low, or the low to the next high, or the high to the high, or the high to the low. There are 4 patterns that you need to focus on whenever you look for time cycles. And technically, this is called Taito tsuchi in Japanese. Let me write it down here. This is a Taito tsuchi. Taito tsuchi. CHI. Yeah, Taito tsuchi. Taito means equal, and tsuchi means the number. So, as you can see, this is an equal number of 15. So this is called Taito tsuchi in Japanese, in Ichimoku theory. So there's a kihon tsuchi, if you can remember. There was a kihon tsuchi number. Kihon. K-I-H-O-N. There was a kihon tsuchi number, and kihon tsuchi numbers are the basic numbers. Kihon means the base or basic number, and kihon tsuchi is like 9 or 17 or 26 or 33, 42, and on and on. Kihon tsuchi is the fixed number that are considered to be the most important in Ichimoku Kinkohyo. But in this case, this is Taito tsuchi. Okay, Taito means equal. So this is in equal intervals of 15 or 16. And actually 1 or 2 candlestick difference will be acceptable. So this can be 17 or this can be 14, and this is acceptable. As long as this is closer to 15, this is the time cycle that we can look for. So Taito tsuchi means the equal number, and it can be with any numbers. It can be 9 or 10 or 11, it can be 20, it can be 30, 42, it can be with any numbers. But as long as you see these intervals with a similar number, this is Taito tsuchi. And Taito tsuchi can be with any number, including kihon tsuchi numbers. So in this case, kihon tsuchi is a 9 or 17 or 26 numbers. And this can be, right? This can be actually, the kihon tsuchi numbers, but it doesn't have to be the kihon tsuchi number. Actually, it can be any numbers with this Taito tsuchi. Alright, so it's a little bit of a time theory or a time cycle lecture of Ichimoku today. And if you saw my video from part 1 to part 5 of Ichimoku. Then I said that these were the henkabis. So there's another term called henkabi. So let me write it down here. Henka. And bi. Yeah. And do you know what henkabi means by any chance? If you know, please type your answer on this chat box. And in the meantime, let me go over some of the comments now. Alright, be happy. Thank you for joining. Good to see you from Greece. And Boentoro, Trade Alerts, thank you for joining. And Trung, good to see you. The Postman, thank you for joining as well from Portugal. Good to see you. Alright, Heaven, thank you for joining from Namibia. Good to see you. Good to see you. Alright, and let's see. Alex, Mr. Tam, and Valentino, Zoyeb, Kihon. Good to see you. Henry, good to see you too. Alright, so Valdev says, hi Mr. K, how do we decide which is the first candle to start the count with? So the first one to start with is actually when the trend started. So in this market, actually, I will shift it, to the past a little bit later. But actually, this was the beginning of this uptrend. Because previously it was N wave like this, and then the price started to go up all the way to the right on this N wave. So to know when to start counting, you need to know how you can catch the waves, how you can count the waves correctly. Alright, let's see. Alright, John, thank you for joining. Good to see you. And Karine, good to see you too. Alright, Yasar, good to see you too. So recurring cycles help predict and make you more time efficient. Yep, exactly. Alright, also Jay, thank you for joining. Good to see you. Stay gold. Alright. Louis. Hi Kay. How can we take advantage from this Taito tsuchi in our trading? So yeah, that's something that I will be talking about in soon today. But let me see if you know about henkabi, what it means. Hi Blackwater, thank you for joining. If you can type in English, that'd be great, so that everybody else can understand. Hi Dinesh, good to see you. Thank you for joining too. Alright, and Mac Akbar, good to see you. Alright, so let's see. I start to see some comments, answers now. They will change. No, they will change. Henkabi means that they will change. Alright. So let's see, means change. Henkabi, correlation. Henkabi, they will change, right. Same number of days in change. Alright, they will change. Yep, exactly. So henka means change in Japanese. Henka means change. Well, I won't write it because you understand English. So henka means change in Japanese. I will just put C here. And B means the day. Day in Japanese. So henkabi means the day will change. Yeah, so you're right. Yeah, you get the answer now. Henkabi means day will change. So what does henkabi really mean in the market is the next question. Sounds like henkabi, when the market reaches the henkabi, it can reverse, right? It can reverse maybe. That will be a reversal day. Sounds like it. But actually that's not true. As you read this Ichimoku original book, it doesn't mention that way, as this henkabi. So henkabi means actually the day will change. And that will be either the market reverse or the market accelerates the trend direction. So, and henkabi is actually these days. These intervals days are called henkabi. So, in this time cycle analysis, 10th of July was henkabi, and 30th of July was henkabi, and 20th of August was another henkabi, and 9th of September was also another henkabi here. You see? And these are called Taito tsuchi, the equal numbers with these henkabis in this time cycle. Is it clear now? So in this time cycle, we can forecast, right? We can forecast the next potential henkabi, and that's what it's very important. We can predict, we can forecast when will be the potential henkabi in the future. And to capture that, we need these time cycles to be decent. So in this time cycle of 15 or 16, the next low can be from the 15 or 16 days after this 9th of September, which is going to be 29th of September here. So, and right now the price is going down. The price is going down with this reverse N wave. So now the price is going down like this way, and the market can go down all the way to the 29th of September in this case. And as this being a henkabi, it can go reverse backwards and then go downwards all the way to this way. So we'll see. I will keep this vertical line until the 29th of September and see how the market behaves afterwards, as you keep watching my lives every day. But this is the time cycles, and this is how we can capture the next potential henkabi here. So henkabi, once again, does not necessarily have to be the reverse day. It can accelerate the trend direction. So in this case, if it goes down this way, after the little pullback, it will go down. It will continue to go down this way. And by this 29th of September was a henkabi in terms of this retracement and potential acceleration for this downtrend confirmation. So that's how you can capture this, the future day. So let's wait until 29th of September and see if the price will be, going down afterwards or not. It might reverse. It might reverse from this point, from this 29th of September. It can reverse and goes upwards too. Or if it continues to go down, it's gonna go down all the way like this way. Or it can be the pullback. It can be the pullback day. From here, the price will stop here and will consolidate a little bit. And anyhow, the 29th of September is going to be the next low. And then it will pull back and then go down. Will be one of the scenarios what we can expect. And if we expect like this way, then what we have to do is, when the day is get closer, especially on the 29th of September, you don't want to sell in this pair because the price might retrace backwards after 29th of September. So I wouldn't look for sell chance on this day. No matter how strong the trend seems to be, I'm not gonna sell on this 29th because there might be some retracement backwards. Or I will cut loss immediately as soon as the price goes backwards. And that is another importance of capturing these time cycles with this henkabi, potential henkabi on the 29th of September, practically speaking. So this is another 15 bars. 15. So it can be like 1 or 2 candles difference. So it might be 28th of September, it might be 25th of September, or it can be 30th or 1st of October. So yeah, there might be some like 1 or 2 candles difference. It's not as like always exactly on this day, but near towards this day, there might be some reverse. Alright, I hope you get the idea now. Alright, let's see. Yeah, Brigitte, thank you for joining. Good to see you. Alright, Osaji joining from the UK. Thank you for joining. Good to see you. Alright, and Baldev says, do we only analyze the Taito Tsuchi and henkabi on the daily chart? Yes. Yes. Market is fractal. So technically, you can use these time cycles, or you can use the Ichimoku Kinko Hyo in any time frames, but I recommend you to take the daily chart because lower time frames has more noises in the market. So, and this kind of time cycles won't appear beautifully like this. In the daily chart, oftentimes I see these time cycles so beautifully, like with this just 1 or 2 candles difference. But in lower time frames, especially like 5 or 50-minute chart, I don't see this kind of beautiful. Maybe it can be 15, 16, and 17, and 14, and so on. I don't see like a set of close numbers in between. So I recommend you to take the daily chart from that reason, if you're not familiar with these time cycles. Alright, Max says, what does it mean when the cycle gets shorter? 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. Oh, in that case, the next one might be 10. So yeah, but that's also important. That's also important to capture the waves like this. You might notice that, okay, so now the wave is getting smaller and smaller. So it might be towards the range breakout, or it might be the indication for the reversal when the cycles get closer and closer like that. So yeah, I hope you got the idea today. So there are terms called Taito Tsuchi. Right? Taito Tsuchi means the equal numbers in between the cycles. So in this case, 15 was intervals in between. This was only 16 bars, but 15, 15, 16, 15, 15 bars. So this is called Taito Tsuchi. Taito means equal, and Tsuchi means the number. And it can be with any numbers. It can be, yeah, with any numbers. But don't take 2. Don't take like 1. You cannot take 1, right? For the time cycle. But don't take 2. Don't take like 3 or 4. Make sure to take 9 or above. Or sometimes 8 is okay. I see like 8 candles time cycles or 7. But if it's like less than 5, then it's not gonna be so reliable. So make sure to take more than 5 time cycles to be decent. So that's Taito Tsuchi. When you see like equal numbers intervals from the low to the next low, or from the low to the next high, or from the high to the next high, or from the high to the next low, this is called the Taito Tsuchi numbers. And it can be with any numbers, including kihon Tsuchi numbers. Kihon Tsuchi is the basic number, and there are actually 9, 17, 26, 33, 42, 51, and on and on. And this time cycle day is actually called henkabi in Japanese. Day will change in Japanese. And on this day will change, when the market reaches to the day will change, it can either retrace backwards or it can accelerate the trend direction to move down this way. But anyhow, when the day gets closer to this henkabi, one day or 2 day difference, the market might reverse potentially. So that's why you don't really want to take a trade. strategy for this time cycle analysis. But you have to integrate the time cycles with this Ichimoku Kinko Hyo 5 lines also. So if I briefly touch on that, right now, as you already know, the Kumo is moving down. The Kumo twisted bearish here. And this is Senko span B down, A down. And Kijun Sen, Tenkan Sen are all down. Price is below the candles now. So right now this is moving down, right? This is bearish. After the candle breaks, this Kumo here, this was what we call Sanyaku Gyakuten signal. And this is the downtrend indication. And this downtrend may persist until the 29th of September. With these time cycles, the downtrend may be persistent up to this 29th of September. And then afterwards, it might retrace backwards and may continue to go down, or it may retrace backwards and may continue to go up this way too. So we'll see on that. And also, you can take this forecast lines, Ichimoku forecast lines, and you can wait until the 5th of October. And if the price is still below the forecast lines on this 5th of October, then we can expect the price continue to go down this way. But for some reason, after the 29th of this day, 29th of September, if the price spikes up like this for any reasons, like any economic news or any other reasons, if the market spikes up and be within these forecast lines on this 5th of October, then we can expect the market consolidate afterwards. Market can consolidate afterwards. Or if it even more spikes up all the way to the above these forecast lines and end it with this 5th of October, and then we can expect the price continue to go up all the way like this way. So as for now, this is downtrend because Kumo's moving down. Kijun Sen, Tenkan Sen down. Kumo breakout happened here. Chikou span below the candle, so this is downtrend. So I would look for sell chance. And I expect the price continue to go down near 29th of September. So this is how you can combine this time cycles with this 5 lines along with this forecast lines. I hope you get the idea here. It's kind of complex because this is like a whole lot of information, I believe. Let's see. Baldev says, looks like this Taito Tsuchi is approximating Kihon number 17 on the average. Oh yeah, that can be possible. Yeah, that is possible too. But sometimes we see like 11 or 12 bars intervals, which is off of these Kihon Tsuchi numbers. But still we can say these Kihon Tsuchi numbers in market. So yeah, so if you're not familiar with, if you're not familiar to capture these time cycles, I think it may take time to be able to identify these time cycles. But once you get used to it, then you can start counting the intervals and you will see these decent time cycles here. So this is an equal number, right? This is an equal number. So this is Taito Tsuchi numbers, but sometimes it can happen like for example from here, it can happen at 9 candles here, and then 26 and 9, 17, 26 and 33, 42, like that. It can be with this like a Kihon Tsuchi numbers, consecutive Kihon Tsuchi numbers. And that is called Kihon Tsuchi time cycles. And this example is actually the Taito Tsuchi time cycle example here. And we often see the Taito Tsuchi time cycles more than the Kihon Tsuchi time cycle. So I recommend you to look for this Taito Tsuchi intervals time cycles first. And one more thing, that is the most important thing, is that you have to take the current candle as 1. So when you count, for example, this is a TradingView platform, and if you start counting from this candle onwards, it's going to be, you see this bar actually says 0 bars, and the next one is actually 1 bar. So in this, in this measuring tool, it doesn't take the current candle as 1. It doesn't. So make sure to include, if your platform is like that, then make sure to start backwards, 1 candlestick backwards, and make sure to include this one as 1 bar, and then drag all the way to the right, to the next low. And then you get the 15 bars. Otherwise, you get 14 bars, and you might miscalculate the kihon suchi numbers. So in this case, even if you don't include the current candlestick, it'll be like 14 bars intervals anyways, or 15 bars intervals anyways, so I think there is no problem. But if you want to capture the intervals with kihon suchi numbers with 9 or 17 or 26 candles, then you have to take this one as 1. So in that sense, you have to go 1 candlestick backwards to be able to include this current candlestick as 1. So technically, that's the way to count the time cycles or kihon suchi numbers in Ichimoku way, which is a little tricky because most of the platform does not take the current candlestick as 1. So yeah, that's important. Okay, let's see. Hi Maru-san, thank you for joining. Good to see you. Alright, let's see. Shaun says, Hi K, AUDJPY, AUDCHF both are highly correlated. Their time cycles are similar, but sometimes their lower time frame moves are not the same. How can we look at it from the time cycle perspective? So if the daily chart's time cycle is the same, then you can just stick to it, because basically you want to take the daily chart to capture these time cycles. Yeah, and as long as the daily chart time cycle is the same, you can see that there are some correlations in between. But if the time cycle will become like a little bit different among these two pairs, then you want to take it individually. Alright, Max says, from where do you start counting? So you start counting from the beginning of the trend. So in this case, I took this day, 22nd of June, as the beginning of the trend, because this is where the N wave starts. Alright, AUD-CAD forward chart downtrend, but now ranging, okay. Can you set the Fibonacci cycle tool to identify these levels? 9, 17, 26. Yeah, I think it's possible. I think you can edit the Fibonacci cycles with the kihon suchi numbers, right? Yeah, I think it's possible, but make sure to include the current candlestick as 1. So in that sense, the first one should be 10. You have to like add 1, and on the next one you have to add 1 too. So 10, 18, 27 will be the time cycles, kihon suchi time cycles. But better to focus on these Taito suchi numbers. Yeah, 9, 17, 26 is a time cycle with kihon suchi, consecutive kihon suchi numbers, but this Taito suchi is more reliable in the market. Yep. So yeah, that is the basic lecture for this time cycle. And so now the price is going down, this AUDJPY, and my view is downtrending now. After the Chrono breakout, this is downtrend, at least until the 29th of September. I expect the price keeps going down this way. There's no like a recent low here. So looking at the 4, this is moving down. So I will just take out these lines now. And this is going down. The Kumo is going down, Kijun Sen going down. So this is nice indication for this persistent downtrend. And also 1 hour chart also showing this is downtrending too. The Kumo is moving down, Kijun Sen moving down too. So this is the nice downtrend. So I will look at the lower time frames to look for the trading edges to sell. Yeah, I think we better follow the 4 hour chart in this case, because 4 hour chart Kumo shows more longer, more thicker, and the angle is, you know, more towards downside. Whereas the daily chart, the Kumo just twisted, and the Kumo is too young, too short, so it can reverse backwards anytime soon, right? If you look at the daily chart, the 29th of September is going to be the only like 3 days afterwards. Only 3 days afterwards. So in about 3 days, the Kumo can twist backwards. But if you look at the 4, you know, we have more room to the 29th of September. We have more room here. So the potentially the price can drop more here consistently here. And now looks like the price has been resisted by this Tenkan-sen, the blue one Tenkan-sen. So if the price comes back to Tenkan-sen, it might be resisted and continue to go down this way. Chikou span is nicely below the candles. So this is a beautiful downtrend. If you see the big gap in between Chikou span and the candles, this indicates that this is a persistent downtrend. So that's a good indication here. Okay, so yeah, that's about it for today's live. So hopefully you get the idea of how you can capture these time cycles. And I started to talk about the time cycles because I am actually about to be published a book right now. The next book about Ichimoku 3 pillars, wave and time and price theory. The book is going to be available within the Ichimoku community. So yeah, now we have a Ichimoku basic master book, and the next book for these 3 pillars is actually about to be out anytime this week or next week. Yeah, I'm actually writing and adding more and more chart examples, and I'm adding more diagrams into this book. So yeah, sorry for those who are waiting for this book in the membership, but yeah, it's gonna be a good book. And so now I start to talk about the 3 theories of Ichimoku Kinko Hyo, because I'm sure you're ready now to move on to the next level. Alright, so there will be a membership live afterwards today, and I will show you more and more examples for this time cycle within the membership live, which is going to be happening in about 15 minutes. So for those who are members, I will see you on the membership live afterwards, and for those who came here to the public lives, I will see you tomorrow live. Tomorrow on Friday, I will talk about my own strategy, and I will make some analysis on these pairs. So hopefully I will see you tomorrow too. Alright, so everyone, thank you for joining. Alright, yeah, John, you're welcome. Matues, WM, Baldev, and Karim, and everybody else, thank you for joining. And until I see you next time, stay healthy and stay gold. Bye for now. Mata ne. Thank you.